Today, I wanted to go over the occupational profile because I think that's going to tie in so nicely to you working with your families via telehealth because it's going to give you like the perspective that you need in order to provide interventions. So, with the occupational profile, it says, why is the client seeking service? And what are the client's current concerns relative to engaging in activities and occupations? So I tend to not ask a family, like, why are you seeking occupational therapy? I like to ask them, what are you struggling with? But I do like the second part that says, like, what concerns do they have about engaging in an occupation, right? So if we're talking about kiddos that are, um, you know, unable to get dressed or unable to do their handwriting or unable to read, what is concerning about them engaging in that activity or occupation. The next part says, in what occupations does the client feel successful and what barriers are affecting his or her success? So I love this because we're, again, bringing it back to occupation. What occupations are they doing well and what occupations are they struggling with? So notice that so far in these two, we're not talking about a skill. We're not talking about fine motor skills and sensory processing and, visual perceptual skills. Yes, we get to those eventually, but right now we're focusing on occupation. So the next one says, what aspects of the context or environments does the client see as supporting and as inhibiting engagement in desired occupations? This one is huge for telehealth because in telehealth, we get to actually see in the patient's home environment or in their community environment if they're out and about. So, what aspects of the environment are helping or hindering their participation in occupation? This is huge. If you're not tapping into the client's environment and saying, let me have a look around your room. Let me have a look around your bedroom or your kitchen and let me see what the lighting is like. What is there music? Is there TV blaring? I used to always talk about an example, a child who is trying to do their homework at the dining room table where the dad or mom, whoever, is blaring the television and someone else is cooking in the kitchen and the child can't focus. Well, it's no wonder they can't engage in their occupation of education to do their homework because their environment is not conducive to their ability to focus, right? Okay, the next one goes into what is the client's occupational history. So here we want to look at development. In adults, we want to look at what occupations have they engaged in the past? What do they like to engage in now? Whether it's work, whether it's ADLs, like what were they able to do before and what are they able to do now? And then the next one is, it's really huge too, is what are the client's values and interests? I think a lot of the times, especially in peds, we kind of get stuck into like, we need the child to do this, we need the child to do that. But really, if we hone in on what do they like, if they like Legos, if they like Barbies, using that to do what you want them to do, using their preferred interest to engage them in the session. If you have yet to ask what they like, or if you have yet to ask mom and dad what do they prefer to play with, you're not going to be able to engage them. And the same thing goes for adults. You're not going to have an adult do a gardening activity because you think that the scooping is going to help them with their arm range of motion if they don't care about gardening, right? Um, there's three more. The next one is what are the client's daily life roles? So I think this is especially good for adults. You want to look at, what are their roles? Are they the primary? Are they the breadwinner? Or are they the stay-at-home mom or dad? Are they responsible for the laundry? What are their roles? What does life look like in their space and in relationship to the other people in their life? The second to last one is, what are the client's patterns of engagement in occupation and how have they changed over time? So again, you're looking at the history of how they progressed through their engagement in occupation. And then the last one is, what are the client's priorities and desired targeted outcomes related to occupational performance, prevention, participation, role competence, health and wellness, quality of life, well-being, and occupational justice. So again, you're bringing it back to the client and what do they prefer. So I wanted to remind everybody of this tonight as kind of like a bringing it back to basics, again, strategy to help you all hone in on what you should be doing. I think if you focus on the occupations, you focus on the occupational participation, that you're going to be able to get more activities, like ideas, without having to, look at Pinterest and look up activities on Google and stuff like that. So that's the lesson for today.